Hi everyone, Jen here from Ontario, Canada. It is beautiful weather out today, perfect sunshine for a camping outing. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 amazing lunch recipes for camping. Stopping for that midday break when you're in the middle of canoeing or hiking can often be really annoying, and you don't want to have to be spending an hour making your meal. So today I'm going to show you some simple meals you can prep at home before you go to camping, or even make on the go on your campsite, that aren't going to take long and that everyone in your party is going to love. So let's get cooking. Our first recipe is walking tacos. This is something that's very easy and adaptable to anybody's diet. So we're going to start by prepping some of the food at home. I have here, but it's going to equal about 3 to 4 cups of cheddar cheese. Now, just adapt this depending on the size of your family. I have a large family, there's 8 of us, so we use a lot of cheese for this recipe. And the key is to grate it at home and pop it in a freezer bag and actually put it in your freezer. This will act as an ice pack in your cooler when you go camping if you're a tent camper like we are. And I just find this is healthier for you than the pre-grated stuff at the store. Next, we're going to fry up some ground beef while we're still at home. I have 2 pounds here, but again, if your family is only half the size of ours, 1 pound would be more than enough. Once you have it browned, you're going to add your seasoning. I have here about 2 tablespoons of chili powder and about a teaspoon of garlic powder, as well as a teaspoon of black pepper. I like to do my own seasoning for tacos. The seasoning mix in the store, there's something in it that gives a few of us in our family migraines. I'm not sure if it's MSG or what it is, so we make our own taco seasoning, which is way cheaper anyway. And I'm gonna show you an alternative to putting this in a freezer bag in a Ziploc. If you're wanting to cut down on plastics, you can just put this in a mason jar or an old spaghetti sauce jar, something made of glass, and put it in the freezer ahead of time. And it also is going to act as an ice pack in your cooler when you go camping. And it's very easy to thaw out and reheat when you get to your campsite for your lunch. You can see here in my cooler some of the ingredients we're going to be using for today's recipe. So we have our thawed out now cheese and our seasoned ground beef, also some salsa and sour cream. And I have a separate container here that is filled with all of the produce we're going to need for this meal. Let's start at our picnic table, cutting up all the produce for this. This does not take long. This is something that you can put kids to work doing. And here you'll see I have kettle cooked chips for our walking tacos. You can definitely use Doritos or corn chips, something like that. I also have baked beans. This is perfect for people who are vegetarian and don't want to have meat or dairy in their taco as well. And all you really need for serving this is forks for the people who are going to be taking part. You'll see in a minute that the bag is the dish. So let's start by chopping up our ingredients. So I've got here some yellow pepper. You could use any color of pepper, but yellow is a nice sweet pepper that my kids enjoy, as well as an entire onion. My garden has been overflowing lately with produce, so we have a lot of onions ready. And of course, chopped tomatoes. Now you can add more ingredients than this. We've got lettuce here from the garden as well. My husband loves jalapenos, so we would often have sliced jalapenos as well. And then we've got our baked beans. Now you could have those baked beans cold if you want, or heated. My husband's slicing up some watermelon as well for dessert. And you can see here we've heated up our ground beef, which you can do in a frying pan over the fire or on your camp stove. And we're just kind of putting everything in serving dishes, but you wouldn't need to if you didn't want to. You could just keep everything on the cutting board. It's whatever you prefer. And you can see here my kids just come and they pick whatever type of chips they want. So this is really adaptable. If you have somebody who's gluten-free, that's, in our case, that's me. So we have potato chips because these kettle cooked ones are gluten-free, and some people are sensitive to corn. So this is a nice alternative to Doritos or corn chips. And you just let the kids dig in, whatever they like, they put in their own walking taco. So there's no whining about I don't like this or that. It's just whatever everybody likes. It's really nice for a large group. They can give it a good shake with all of their ingredients in there, and then take it, sit on the ground, on the beach, on your campsite, wherever. You don't even need a table to eat this meal, and it's very satisfying. We love sliced watermelon as a dessert at our camping trips. It's very easy to bring along and slice up. Our next meal is Mediterranean quinoa salad. Now, if you like Mediterranean food, you're going to love this. My kids aren't too picky, and the reason I like the quinoa salad is it's full of protein. Quinoa has so much protein in it, and then there's tons of veggies, so this is kind of like a healthier option for a lunch. Because we all know what happens at nighttime. You get out the super unhealthy food and the s'mores and the chips and you're roasting hot dogs. So this is like a nice, light, fresh lunch, but it actually really does stick to your ribs because of the protein in the quinoa. So I've cooked up here a huge batch of quinoa, and I'm going to be putting it in like a Tupperware bowl. I'm making it all at home. This stays good for days and days in your fridge, so you can definitely make it ahead of time before you go camping and just bring it along with you to the beach or the hiking trail or wherever. So we're going to chop up some yummy cucumber, an entire onion once again, and I've got orange pepper this time. What about your kids? My kids tend to like orange, red, yellow peppers a lot more than green, I think because it's sweeter. And we've got our cherry tomatoes. And then I've got black pitted Kalamata olives. If you don't like olives, leave that out. We have a lot of olive lovers in this family. And I'm going to slice up a brick of feta cheese. And then I'm going to be putting on Greek salad dressing. This is just store-bought Kraft Greek salad dressing. You could certainly make your own homemade recipe, but sometimes it's nice to have a mix of homemade and store-bought to make your life a little bit easier. And you would do this to taste, so you can always add more after you stir it up if you think it needs more salad dressing. I can't tell you guys how fresh and delicious this is. I really enjoy it. Sometimes it can last multiple meals as well. And it's just something nice to pop in a bowl with a fork. You can sit with your feet up on a lawn chair and have your lunch. And it was literally zero prep while you were camping. And it's all done at home ahead of time. So it's a really great hearty meal to make in advance. Next, we're making baked ham and cheese sliders. Oh, these are so good. I can't wait for you guys to try them. My husband is the fire builder in our family. He does such a good job. And the first thing you want to do before you even prep your food is to get a fire going. Now, I will say you could do this at home the day before and keep it cold and then just pop it on the fire. But I'm prepping this at my picnic table by the fire right now because it's really easy to do. So you can see some of the spices I have here, Worcestershire sauce, some melted butter that you could melt over the fire as well. We've got garlic, oregano, black pepper, Dijon mustard. A lot of people put poppy seeds in this recipe. We don't love poppy seeds, so I'm using oregano instead. And basically you're gonna take 12, it could be Hawaiian rolls. This is brioche rolls, dinner rolls, whatever. It's very flexible. And you're gonna slice them in half. And spray your tin foil 9x13 pan. You could also do this in a Dutch oven for sure over the fire, but if you want less dishes to do, you could also use tin foil like I am today. I will say you can bake this in your oven at home too, or if you have a camping trailer with an oven, you could definitely do this in the oven if it's a rainy day and you don't have a fire to cook over. So just place the bottoms of the buns in the pan, and then you're going to put a slice of folded ham over each bun. Some people just kind of throw the ham on there. I like to fold it up because it's easier to pull the buns apart for serving later. So you've got 12 slices of deli ham here. And then we've got Swiss cheese. So this is another one you can fold, or as you can see in my case, I had to break them to make little squares to put on top. Again, just easier for serving. If your family doesn't like Swiss cheese, you could also just do white cheddar or mozzarella. And now we're going to make our topping to be brushed on. So we've got our melted butter. You're going to put about 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. You can see here, I am not measuring exactly. I've got about a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, and we've got about a teaspoon of garlic powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of oregano. I just eyeball measurements for camping. Guys, this is a time to be laid back. It is not a time where you need to be exact. And give that all a stir to mix and combine. Then put the tops of your buns into the pan. And you're just going to use, I'm just using like a barbecue brush to put all of the topping on, and be very generous. You're going to feel like it's so much topping, but trust me, that's what makes the dish so delicious. And then you're going to cover with tin foil. If you're using a Dutch oven or a cast iron pan, just put the lid on top. And then you can see our fire is starting to get cooked down to the coals. Andrew's done a really good job here. And a little hack, we just use an old barbecue grate as our grill. Sometimes you go to a campsite and they don't have a grill to cook on attached to the fire pit. So we always bring this along with us camping and just prop it up with a log. So you're going to put your dish on top of there, and you can kind of see where we're at in terms of coals. It's just like really hot coals. You don't want it flaming because you don't want to burn your dish. I love using these silicone oven mitts when I'm taking things off the fire. So you can see here, you want to cook it to a point, probably about 20 minutes over the fire, until the cheese is melty. Things are getting crispy on the bottom of the buns. You don't want them burnt. And we like to serve these with kettle cooked chips on the side. Miss Vicky's are our favorite. My son loves this meal.
Okay, so what did you think? Were there some recipes there you could use? Let me know in the comments below which of those 3 looks like something your family would eat or that you're gonna try on your next camping trip. FYI, I have other camping videos as well as camping recipe videos specifically, so make sure you check down below for playlists and at the end screen after this video. Like the video, subscribe, all of the things, especially the bell notification. I'm finding some of my subscribers don't realize when one of my videos goes live, and it's because they haven't clicked the bell notification that notifies you when one of my videos is up. Happy camping, everyone. For the least, this is Jen.